Hello, United Business Partners. Eric Kester, your education coordinator, coming to you via video from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm up here with some family and friends, staying in an awesome place, enjoying myself out here with a campfire and some pizza and well, just something that you're not drinking there in BNI. But I wanted to come to you for your education today because I actually kind of learned something that I thought might be a pretty good analogy for BNI. Last week we were up in Helen, Georgia, and we were staying in a tree house. It's an Airbnb. It's kind of like a glamping thing. It's kind of camping without electricity up in a tree house, and it was really cool. But I noticed while we were at this tree house, there was some trash left around the bottom of the tree house from the people before us. And I remember my first thought, I was just like, man, this is freaking ridiculous. You know, people that dirty up, nature or whatever, are just careless, or they just don't care about the trash they leave behind. And well, anyways, came to the end of our trip over there, and I was cleaning up all of our stuff for the tree house. I was cleaning up our trash, and then this is like 2 days later, and I look down and I see the trash again. I see their trash. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up their trash. I'm just gonna do it. I'll probably feel better. So sure enough, I go there and I clean up the trash. And I remember my attitude completely changed. I went from thinking, badly and poorly of these people that, leave trash. Now I understand there's accidents. People sometimes, the wind blows, but I also understand there's people out there who just don't care. But I remember right when I picked the trash up and I put it away, I felt really, really good. My thoughts went from like how poorly I thought of these people to like, man, I feel like I did my part. I feel like I left a place that I was at cleaner than when we got there, and I felt really good. So the analogy I have is, a lot of times in BNI and networking and business, your employees or your sales force, like here in BNI, your networking partners, you'll notice that people will kind of drop the ball a little bit. They'll leave behind, I don't want to say trash because it sounds bad, that's the analogy, but they leave behind things that you feel that it bothers you. You're like, man, I can't believe they're not doing their part, or I can't believe they would do that, or I can't believe they wouldn't clean this up or fix this or something like that. And it comes to your responsibility as a BNI member, actually not even a BNI member. It comes to your responsibility as a person, really. Someone who wants to build a relationship with other people, to stand up and help out. Yeah, sure, they might be dropping the ball, they may not be helping out as much, but all you got to do is, I'm not saying clean up after them, I'm saying, approach them, ask them, hey, I see you're struggling in this area. Let me give you some tips. You don't even have to make it that awkward. You can just say, hey, let's do a one-to-one. How was your time in BNI? What do you think of BNI? How was your experience here in BNI? That's all it's got to be. So the analogy here is to pay attention to your fellow BNI members, not just the new members in the chapter, but also the members that have been there for a while, because no one's ever going to say something. Not everyone reaches out and says, hey, I'm struggling here, please help. It's embarrassing. So the education today is pay attention to your BNI membership, the people, your sales force, the people that are trying to bring you referrals. Pay attention to them and offer a lending hand. If you see someone dropping the ball a little bit, say, hey, let's have a one-to-one. I see some areas I think I could be some help. So I hope that was helpful. I'll see you guys next week. I'm going to enjoy this and this awesome fire while you guys sit there and have salad, and I'll see you next week. Later.